Good day everybody. Today I'm going to be reviewing and showing you how to play the game Aerodome Rising Horizons. Now Aerodome Rising Horizons has a Top Gun type theme to it, and this is a game where you're going to be taking charge of a fighter jet and you're going to be dogfighting, and the object of the game is you're going to try to become the player who is the last one standing. So let's check it out. So over here you're going to have your playing field, and this is like a neoprene mat, which is nice. And what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and select a fighter. Now there are a whole bunch of different fighters that you can choose from over here, and each of these fighters are going to have a plane token that are going to go along with them, and these are double-sided. Whichever plane you choose, let's say I pick this one, you're going to go ahead and get the relevant token, will be this one. And then I'm going to go ahead and place it somewhere over here on this side. Now in the game what you're going to be doing is you're going to be creating a deck of cards that all have different types of flying maneuvers on them. For example, this is flying straight, this is making a turn, and you're going to be choosing from two different decks of cards. The first deck is going to be the universal deck over here, and you'll be able to see what type of card it is on the top. This one will allow you to rotate, for example, and all of these are going to also have numbers on them, and these are called initiative numbers. This basically means whoever has the higher number when you're playing the card is going to be going first. Now the archetype over here is going to have their own deck of cards that they're going to be able to choose from, and they're going to be able to mix and match with the universal deck of cards that they have, but these cards are going to be only specific for the type of plane that this archetype is. Now each fighter is also going to have an ability. This one says after an successful attack action, assign one burn token to the defender's fighter marker, and I'll talk about what those are in just a little bit. So when you're looking at the card, this is going to give you the maneuvers that you're going to be able to do with this card, and this is going to tell you the distance or the amount that you're going to be able to do. And these are the different maneuvers. The first one you're going to be able to do is fly straight. If you had one that said fly straight 5, what you're going to do is you're going to connect your fighter to one of these measurement over here, and there's several different types, and then you'll just simply go ahead and fly straight like this. And you can also do what is called a turn. Now what a turn will simply do is you're just going to go ahead and place this on one of the flat sides, either to the left or right of the arrow, and you're just going to simply go ahead and move the plane like that. Another thing you can do is a barrel roll. What a barrel roll is going to do is you're going to go ahead and turn it like so, and then what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and move the plane that amount again, like this. Another thing you'll be able to do is rotate. Rotate simply means that whatever the number is, you're just going to rotate the plane. So this would be 1, this would be 2, this would be 3. And the last maneuver you'll be able to do is shoot, and you're going to be trying to do this to the planes, right? So what you'll do if you're going to shoot, you're going to put this over here, and this is going to be the range. So if a plane happens to be in range of the fire over here, you're going to be able to try to shoot them. And the way you're going to shoot them is by rolling dice. The card will tell you how many dice you're going to get to roll, and if you roll a 5 or higher, you will go ahead and get a hit on them. In the game, you're also going to be receiving auxiliary cards, and what auxiliary cards are going to do is they're going to allow you to enhance part of your movement. So for example, if you have a card that allows you to do a rotate maneuver for this one, you'll be able to replace it with this card. So this will allow you to kind of do an audible on some of your movements, which I'll show you. You also have what are called stadium cards. Now stadium cards are basically going to help you set up the game. And with the mountains over here, you're going to have these little auxiliary tokens set out on the board. And if you're able to fly over one of them, this is going to allow you to draw an auxiliary card that you can use. Now in the game you have a number of buff tokens that you're going to be able to earn in the game, and what the buff tokens are going to do is that they're going to enhance some of your abilities on your plane, and this is a list of what the different buffs are. On top of that you can receive what is called a debuff token, and these are the different debuffs that you're going to have over here. If you are assigned a debuff, what you're going to do is you're going to place this over here, and whatever the amount is, you're going to use your die to go ahead and tell what the amount is. Now you're going to be able to fix this at some point depending on the cards that you have, but these are going to basically affect how your plane works. You also have charge tokens over here, and charge tokens are going to be used to help with certain abilities. For example, you can store some charge tokens and they might be able to help you do a burst. Now there are a host of different things that you can do in this game. There's a lot of what are called keywords, and the keywords are basically going to be actions that you can take. And this is a list of all of the keywords that are in the game. The keyword, for example, this says pierce. After an successful attack action, deal 1 additional damage. Here's one that says recover. So again, a lot of different keywords on these cards. So let's just kind of show you how this works. Let's just say I had played this card over here. What everyone's going to do is you're going to look at the initiative numbers, and then whoever has the higher initiative is going to go first. When you look at a typical number here, this is going to tell you the thing you can do, which in this case is shoot, and this is going to allow me to roll 2 dice. This is going to tell me that I can do a barrel roll to a distance of 2, which would mean I would go ahead and use this tool to do it. The black is going to allow you to do it up to 2, so I could do this maneuver a distance of 1 or a distance of 2. The lock symbol over here means that I have to do it, otherwise it's optional. If it's white, this just simply tells me I can shoot with 2 dice, and that's the difference between this and this. This is reactive, this is not. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn for 2. So let's just say I decide I'm going to go here, and I'm going to fly over here like so. That'll be the first thing. Second thing is I'm going to go ahead and shoot. So let's say I happen to have a plane over here, and I'm going to go ahead and place it in front of the arrow, and he is in range. So I will go ahead and roll 2 dice and see if I got any hits, and I did not. If I did get a hit, my opponent's going to go ahead and take his counter over here. He's going to start on 15, and he's going to move it down to the amount of hits that he got. So next up, I'm going to go ahead and do a barrel roll, so up to 2. So let's just say I decide I'm going to choose the full 2, and I'm going to go ahead and go over here. So I'm going to go ahead and fly over here like so. And then the last thing I'm going to do is try to shoot again, and I am not going to be in range this time, so I will not shoot. I do have this pierce ability that I can do over here. It says after a successful attack action, deal additional damage to the defender, deal 1. So the defender in this case is going to have to take an additional damage. And this also says at the start of your action, remove X debuff tokens assigned to your fighter. So right now I don't have any debuff tokens, but this will allow me to go ahead and get rid of them. And so all of these cards are going to have these different types of maneuvers on that you're going to do, and then you're going to do the action that's associated with it. So after the first player has gone, the second player, and you're going to play both of your cards at the same time and flip them over, the second player will go ahead and do his maneuvers. And you'll resolve everything. Now, if the planes happen to end up touching at the end of a maneuver, this is going to give whoever hit the plane an inefficient. Planes can fly over each other. Anyway, you're going to go ahead and continue playing the game, playing cards, and whoever is able to get their opponent to 0 first is going to win the game. Anybody who likes movies like Top Gun or any kind of dogfighting games, I think should definitely check this game out. Now, this game reminds me more of a simulation. If you ever played the simulation video games, it has a lot of detail as opposed to just playing a game where you're just flying the plane. This game reminds me of that. This game is full of abilities and different things that you can do. There's over like 20 keywords in this game, and each of these keywords will do something different. You've got buffs, you've got debuffs, and then each of the fighter planes also are going to have an ability too. Couple that up with the auxiliary cards, which will allow you to alter one of the maneuvers that is on the card that you're playing, which you have different maneuvers that you can do. This game has a lot of detail in it. Now, when you look at the cards, there are a ton of cards in this game. And one thing I really like is the way they name all of these cards, like burn and roll or something like that. This kind of reminds me of language you would hear. Now, this is a game that you're going to basically be building your own deck of cards. Now, the game does have some pre-constructed decks on there, which I highly would recommend on your first game, because as you are looking through all of these different cards, and there are a ton of these different cards, they're going to have different names, they're going to have different abilities, they're going to have different types of flight, and then on top of that, you're going to have the cards that are specific only for your plane. So you're going to have those to look at as well. This is a really good game. This is a game that I think if you are a fan of dogfighting games, you should check out. This game is, however, very detailed. So if you're into deck building games like Magic, where you're having to try to make your own deck and trying to make the best deck you can, this is a game you might like. And ultimately what you're going to be trying to do is you're just trying to shoot down your opponent's plane and having to position your plane in order to do that. So it's a cool game. So I would recommend this game for anybody who likes games that are involved with dogfighting, people who like games where you can create your own deck, games that have a lot of different options on there when you're creating your own deck, and has pretty solid gameplay as far as the theme when you're flying planes. Good game. All right, guys. That's my review of Aerodome Rising Horizons. We'll see you. Keep on gaming.